everybody. I'm just doing a follow-up video on the craters I made because I had a bunch of questions and there was a couple things that I wasn't really totally happy with the craters, so that I added to them. So I wanted to add to the video and just let you guys know what I did. So the first thing, this is what the craters look like. Okay, that looks pretty good, right? But I wanted it to look a little bit better on the battlefield. So what I did is I made it look like there was more depth to the craters. So what I did is I took a black wash. I used the Vallejo black wash. Let's see if I can get it under there. Yeah, there you go. And you can use whatever black wash. You can make your own black wash with black paint or whatever if you want. But I wanted to have more depth in the crater, so I put that into the crater. And then what I did also is I took some craft paint. It's just some cheap dollar store craft paint. It's a very light khaki tan. I think it's called cashmere tan, but any kind of like tan color. And what I did was I kind of dry brushed a little bit around the outer edge of the crater, just to give that not so turned over dirt from the explosion. Okay, so that's what I've done on those ones, and that's how I'm going to do mine. I'm going to do it like this. Now, I had a lot of questions, and what it was is hey, if I don't have the Vallejo mud, what do I use? Well, I did this today real quick. It doesn't have the same texture that I like about these, but it does the same. It has the same idea. Same CD, plugged the hole in the center, built up the tin foil, and then what I did was I made, and because I'm working on another large project, I'm gonna see if I can get this to, I made a fairly large container of this grayish color. What it is it's drywall mud, paint, because I needed a grayish brown color. I made a grayish brown color, but you can make a brown. So I mixed it up and I put in Mod Podge, and that helps to harden it and apply it to the CD. And the other thing I did to the CD is I sanded it a bit, just to kind of rough up the surface. And then I used, what else did I have in that? I had Mod Podge, paint, and then the drywall mud. And that's it. I think I added a little bit of water just to thin it out a little bit. But I painted it on straight. A thing you could do if you wanted to get a similar kind of like feel like this, you could mix in maybe a little bit of grit, a little bit of sand. I would think of really fine grit would work okay. But I just mixed it up, and because I needed a bunch of it, I made a big large container of it because it's going to be used for another project. And then I just spray painted it brown. I didn't matte varnish it or anything yet. And then I dry brushed a little bit of light brown, and I put some black wash in the crater hole. And you can see the shine on it. And, once you get a matte varnish spray over it or painted on, it'll look fine. But everybody was asking about it, so I thought, okay, well, I'll just show you guys what other ways you can do this. I do prefer this method, but if you don't have that, you can get drywall mud really cheap. You can buy little tiny containers of it. Craft paint from the dollar store, and mix it up to whatever color you want. Mix it in with it, and I would use either Mod Podge or some good PVA mixed in. And you're going to want to play around with the mixture. Like, there's no precise mix. It's what you think's going to look and feel and harden the way you want it. And this is nice and hard, got no cracking. I think the Mod Podge helps with that too, because sometimes when you make drywall mud a little too thick, it cracks. And well, I had no cracking at all. There's none at all. And I made one because I had 13 discs made up, CDs made up, and I figured, well, I'll just take the 13th one and make an example just to show you guys. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I might be using it with the other gray, and then just doing a batch up for that look. But yeah, so that's how you do it. It's pretty basic. Like if you watch the first video, crumple up the CDs, patch the hole in the center of the CD, hot glue it down, build up your putty, and then spray paint it dark brown or whatever color you want to spray paint it, and then go from there and embellish it the way you want to embellish it. Like if I thought this one needed a little bit of green, I could put a little bit of green on it if I want, but I think I'm just going to leave it like this because then it's more universal. I can use it on a lot of different battlefields because it looks really good in the plowed field that I'm dropping a lot of artillery in. But yeah, take a look. Everybody's got lots of CDs they're not using anymore. Like, just use your CDs, you know? Like I sprayed both sides. You don't have to. And it's pretty simple. This is like a couple minutes to build these. So I just wanted to touch base with you guys, show you another method of doing this. As soon as I finish all the craters, I'll probably do a recap video just to show you guys what they all look like, and maybe talk about what I'm doing next, and that'll be take into account the mix that I made up for these, and we'll show you guys how that looks. Okay, that's it for now, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.